If you've ever struggled to perfectly align elements in Photoshop or wished for a smarter way to keep your designs neat and precise, this tutorial is for you. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to make and customize a grid in Photoshop 2025. By the end of this video, you'll know how to create a grid that suits your specific workflow, whether you're designing a website layout, prepping digital artwork, or simply organizing images with pixel-perfect accuracy. Let's dive right in. First, we need to access the settings that allow you to tweak how your grid looks and behaves. If you're using Windows, head up to the Edit menu, then scroll down and click on Preferences. From there, look for the option that says Guides, Grid, and Slices. On a Mac, it's just a little different. You'll click on Photoshop in the top left menu, then choose Settings and find the same Guides, Grid, and Slices option there. It might take a second to spot these, especially if you haven't explored Photoshop's preferences before, but don't worry, you're in the right place. In this panel, you'll find a section labeled Grid. This is where all the magic happens. Before we jump into customization, let's talk about how to actually see your grid on your canvas. For that, you'll want to turn the grid on. Go up to the View menu at the top, hover over Show, and you'll see a list of overlay options. Click on Grid and voila, a grid should instantly appear over your project. If you ever want to hide the grid, you'll just repeat those steps and uncheck it. You can toggle it on and off as you work, and this flexibility is super handy. Think of it like flipping a light switch depending on when you need guidance or a clean workspace. Back in the grid section, you'll see a setting called Grid Line Every here, where you choose how far apart your main grid lines are, for example, every 100 pixels or every inch. Take a moment to consider what measurement makes sense for you. If you're working on screen graphics, pixels might be best, while print layouts often use inches. Setting this with intention keeps your workspace organized and makes sure elements snap together exactly as you want. Right below that, you'll see a box for subdivisions. This lets you split the space between your main grid lines into smaller squares. For example, if you set your grid lines every inch and add 4 subdivisions, you'll get neat little quarter-inch boxes inside each main square. This is great for getting even more precision, kind of like having both big roads and little side streets on your map. Pick a number that won't clutter your canvas but still lets you fine-tune your placement. Don't forget about the style choices. You can change the color of your grid lines and how they appear. Maybe you prefer a subtle light blue, or perhaps a bold magenta stands out better against your design. Line style gives you options too, from solid to dashed. If your grid is too bright or distracting, tone it down. The goal is to help you not get in your way. Remember, everyone's eyes are different, so take a minute to experiment. Once you're happy with your settings, go ahead and hit OK. Your custom grid will now be active, making your editing process smoother and far more precise. If something doesn't look right or you want to try a different setup, you can always go back and tweak things. Nothing is set in stone. And that's it. With these grid settings customized, you'll find aligning, arranging, and sizing elements in Photoshop so much easier, just like laying out furniture in a room with tape on the floor. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have questions about grids or anything else in Photoshop, drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials so you never miss a tip to level up your creative skills. Thanks for watching.